of Biology, and here today our topic is variations. This is a very interesting and a very much similar topic to the biology students because this is a simple in which we are going to study about the genetic variations that occurs in any cellular body, whether it's human, whether it's plants, whether it's any living organism in this whole universe. Okay? Okay. When you understood anything, you have to acknowledge it. Okay. You have to say yes or okay. So before wasting our time, so we'll get to the lecture. First thing from our today's lecture is variation. Do you have any idea about what is variations and what we call the this topic variation in the world of biology? It is basically a kind of changes, as I told you, that this is the variation that occurs in a cellular body, cellular organism. It means that that cellular body, that cellular organism has cells, genes inside them. Okay, you have idea about that every living thing in this universe is made up of cell. It is made up of genes, genetic information, genetic information, genetic variations. When the parents reproduce, they produce offspring. They put their genes information to their offspring. But there are some of them become similar and some of them become slightly different. And that slightly difference when occur in an individual, in an offspring, it is known as variations. Okay. Some as whenever you go to that house in which a new baby is born, whenever you saw a newborn baby, you try to try to think that in which he will go. He will go to his father, he will goes to his mother's side. He will took the color shade, hair length, height, blood group, eye color, skin color, from which parent, rather it's from mother or rather it's from father. Okay, this is basically a simple concept of a variation. Variation means variation is the differences between individuals. Okay, how many siblings do you have? Two. Okay, another one is a brother or sister. Brother and sister. Okay, so you are three siblings. Ev- uh, the difference between you threes is that you got a different hair color, and maybe your sister also got the same or maybe different hair color. You three got the different heights from your parents, different blood group from your parents, different skin color, different eye color from your parents. Okay, so your parents are the same genes. When they produce a re when they reproduce offspring individuals, that's like you of three of you three shows a slightly difference with each other. Okay, you are reproduced from a same gene. Okay, same gene, and same gene always reproduce a different individuals, because this is all because of the variations cause which occur in the humans genes, animals, or any rather any bacteria, any germs, anything in this whole universe. In this universe, any living thing shows a variations in their genes. Okay, this is the basic concept of a variations. So this is a little bit explanation. Think of a variation like a differences you see in a group of siblings, as I told you, or cousins. Just like how one sibling might have a curly hair while another one has a straight hair. One cousin might be taller than the other. Living things also have these kinds of differences. These kind of differences between the living things is all because of the variation of genes. Okay, these variations can be in a things like size, shape, color, or even a behavior. Okay, maybe you got anger from your father. Maybe your little sister got a polite language, polite voice from your mother. This is the difference. This is the variation between the individual. Okay, they are what make each individual unique. Okay, even within the same species, and these differences is the you three you three individuals came from the same species, but you three are slightly different from each other. This is because of the variations of the genes. And these differences help species survive and adapt to their environmental over time. Now, this is the concept of adaptation. Take an example. If we have a beetle, okay, if we have a beetle which is if sorry if and it not beetle, if we have a single cellular bacteria, okay, that singular bacteria is used to live in a very extreme low temperature. Okay, when that a single cellular bacteria will reproduce in the form of asexual reproduction, it will reproduce a two different bacteria. Okay, and that two different bacteria, one of them is used to live in a cold temperature as to its identical parent, but another one shows a slightly variation, okay, because of the change in the genes, and that species is used to live in a high temperature as well as the low temperature. And that will if it will if the temperature rise, another one who used to live in a colder temperature, it will it will die because it cannot survive in the high temperature, but another one will. Okay, so this is the basic concept of a variation. Variation is the differences between the individuals of the same species. Okay, variation is the differences between the individuals of same species. You have to write it down. You have to write the definition of variation. You have to write it down. You have to set your page, and you have to mention the subject, topic, and you have to write the first, you have to write the definition of variation. And what is the definition of variation? Variation is the difference between individuals of the same species. Okay, got the idea about the variation? Okay.